ingredients: 1 leg of lamb, a sprig of rosemary, salt, 100 ml sunflower oil, 1 clove of garlic, ground black pepper. For your cauliflower cheese you will need 1 cauliflower cut into florets, 1 pint of milk, 100 grams Parmesan cheese grated, 50 grams of butter, 50 grams plain flour, 100 grams of cheddar cheese grated, 1 teaspoon of whole grain mustard, whole nutmeg, a pinch of white pepper, 1 kilo of potatoes, 250 grams of marrow fat peas, 2 stock pots rich beef flavour, 2 dessert spoons of corn flour. For the Yorkshire puddings you will need 150 grams of plain flour, 220 ml of fresh milk and 4 large eggs. Preheat your oven to 220 degrees centigrade. Take your lamb out of the fridge to allow it to get to room temperature. Using a sharp knife, pierce holes in the lamb to insert the garlic and the rosemary. Put into your roasting dish. Rub a little oil on the fat so that the salt and pepper can stick to the meat. This is important so that the fat goes crispy. Place the lamb in the oven at 220 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After that, reduce the temperature of the oven to 190 degrees Celsius and cook the lamb for a further 2 hours. Steam the potatoes for roasting for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, put some sunflower oil in a tin to heat in the oven. When hot, add the potatoes, toss in the oil and sprinkle with salt. These will take 40 to 50 minutes to roast. Put them in the oven after the meat has been cooking for an hour and a half. Boil some water, add a pinch of salt and add the cauliflower. Bring to the boil, then reduce the temperature and simmer for approximately 5 to 7 minutes till your cauliflower is tender. For your cheese sauce, add butter to a heated saucepan. Add the flour to the melted butter and stir to combine. This needs to cook together for a few minutes until it looks sandy and dry in texture. Add 1 pint of cold milk gradually until it is all incorporated and has the consistency of double cream. Add the whole grain mustard and stir. Grate in a little nutmeg and add the cheeses, reserving a little to sprinkle on top later. Add a pinch of pepper and stir the sauce until all the cheese is melted. Strain the cauliflower and keep the water for your gravy. Put the cooked cauliflower in an oven-proof dish, cover the cauliflower with the sauce and sprinkle the remaining cheese over the top. Place in an oven for 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. When the cauliflower is nicely crisp and brown on the top, remove from the oven. Remove the meat from the oven, putting it on a plate, allowing it to rest for 20 minutes. This allows the juices to remain in the meat. With the meat juices remaining in the roasting dish, spoon off any fat that floats on top. Rinse out the roasting dish with boiling water to dissolve all of the meat juices and then pour into a saucepan. Add your cauliflower water. Add the stock pots, bring to a simmer to allow the stock pots to dissolve, then remove from the heat. Add 1 tablespoon of corn flour to 1.5 tablespoons of water and mix well. Add gradually to the gravy to thicken and return to the heat for 1 minute. Put the peas in a saucepan and cover with boiling water and bring to the boil. Turn the peas down to a gentle simmer and cook for 30 minutes. When cooked, add salt and butter. In a mixing bowl, add 150 grams of plain flour with the eggs and mix them together. Then add half your milk. Mix well to avoid any lumps. Add the remainder of the milk, pinch of salt and pepper, and leave to stand until ready to use. With the muffin tin, add 1 teaspoon of oil into each section. Put into a hot oven for 5 minutes to heat the oil. When the tray is hot, pour the mixture into the tin, being careful not to overfill. Put back in the oven as quickly as possible so the temperature doesn't drop. These will take approximately 30 minutes. Do not open the oven until nearly cooked. Remove when nicely brown. When the potatoes are nicely brown, remove them from the oven. Serve and enjoy.